So it's mid-May right now, and I thought I'll provide an update just because there is quite a bit of things going on, and it changes like from week to week. The last month's been pretty much kind of, June gloom is kind of weather. We're in the middle of May, and it's been about half a month since the last update on this. So just for reference, this will be an update on the 2019 Verne Manila Rootstocks. So these were planted out in 2019. The soil here is mostly the soil here is sandy versus kind of the autophos, large autopho trees that you guys might have seen. Those are in clay soil, while these guys are in sandy soil. So I'm not gonna touch base on all the different varieties on the trees, but just kind of ones with some significant changes or updates on it. All right, first tree. So here's Dolores. They look like there's two little fruitlets. I'm not really sure. This tree itself, I'm not sure if I'm gonna be. I don't think I'm gonna let any fruits hold on this tree. I'm gonna probably just end up stripping any late blooms and any fruitlets on it. So I just want this one to actually kind of get some growth this year. So this is the variety Dolores, kind of two fruitlets here. Okay, this is probably going to be stripped off. See what else on here. Oh, this is the little gem. It is blooming again. I'm gonna be stripping this off. I'm trying to get some vegetative growth on it this year. As you can see, there's last year it bloomed, and then had some late fruits, and then there wasn't much vegetation. So this year I'm gonna remove that. Looks like sunrise is appearing to rebloom. I'm most likely going to be stripping this too. Here's Super Julie. This one has quite a few little fruitlets, but I have several Super Julie grafts, so even though this looks like it's going to provide some good fruitlets, I may end up kind of stripping most of this fruit. Maybe I'll keep a few, but it's reblooming again. Super Julie, and there's some fruits on here. I'm not even sure if this will end up being full-size fruits, but there's a few here. Nothing really on the sweet tart. There's one little fruitlet here. So the tree has not really looked that great since winter. A lot of yellowing, but it looks like I'm gonna finally get some vegetation. So hopefully that will hopefully it will pick back up in a bit. Okay, on to the next tree. This one's has quite a few different things on here, but this is a peach cobbler. There's some fruitlets here. If this fruits, I'm gonna let this hold. Haven't had a peach cobbler for my own tree, so I would look forward to that. This is a harvest moon. There's a little fruitlets, but I don't think these are gonna hold. Like, I think it's gonna probably fall off. But I did get a nice vegetative growth from Harvest Moon, which Harvest Moon has been a very slow grower for me. So hopefully I get some vegetation, some growth on this year. Let's see what else. This is ice cream. There's little bad looking fruitlets on here that I'm seeing. Not really sure if it's right, but see, that's ice cream. Here's honey kiss. Some fruitlet sets on here. My ambrosia is beginning to send out some vegetation, but look, here's one pure vegetative growth. Some in the back, and then a bloom right there. If it would focus, there's a re-bloom. So seeing some blooms and seeing some pure vegetation also. So again, I like ambrosia because of its vigorousness. Here's Juliet. Quite a bit of fruitlet sets. Hopefully they will hold. And here's a rebloom on Pineapple Pleasure. I did spray this one with fungicide just because it seems very fungal prone. Even this new late bloom that came out was already beginning to get covered by powdery mildew, so I just kind of sprayed it again. So I sprayed it with fungicide. I do want to try to get some fruits on this. I haven't had the chance to try Pineapple Pleasure yet, so we'll see. Hopefully this second bloom is a lot better. Okay. Up next, my orange sherbet didn't hold. None of the fruitlets set. This one's Giselle, sending out some nice vegetation, but they were powdery mildew prone. Had to spray some fungicide. I haven't so far have really tried to really minimize my fungicide in the month of March, April, May, just to see what varieties does well, but kind of see which blooms hold up. But if I do get some vegetation and they're very fungal prone, especially on newer grafts, I am spraying it because I want the vegetation to kind of grow and kind of make it through. So this one was seemed to be very fungal prone on the blooms and the leaves, but it's vigorous, I think, because this is some nice thick vegetation coming out of it. Okay, here's another Super Julie. This graft has not really been doing that well. I'm not really sure. So here's Malika, like a little bit, some fruitlets here and there, and some reblooms coming up. This is another one of my sweet tart. Didn't really send any fruits. I mean, considering there's like a lot of several branches that didn't really send any fruits. This might be. Here it goes. I think there's 2 fruitlets. One of them doesn't look like it's gonna make it. Alright, this like right here. This one's yellowing already. So. Let's go ahead and so this one that's still dead. That one looks pretty decent. So this sweet tart, I haven't had very good luck with it so far, but it should. I expect it to eventually get very productive soon. You know. Here's an Angie that's blooming. This is an N12. Some second rebloom too, so okay. And this kind of little bit of a poor looking tree here has like a little gem here, and little gem seems powder mildew prone, but the second blooms that's coming out seems less. I did spray this one just because there was so much powder mildew everywhere, but just kind of note, little gem does seem powder mildew prone. This is EY's, same thing. It's an Egyptian variety, though it seems pretty powder mildew prone. I had to spray this with fungicide. Let's see what else. This is another Super Julie. Good size fruitlets on it, and then this is a Carla. Again, this one I didn't spray anything on this one, so this one color seems pretty fungal resistant, I think. Okay, on to the next tree. This is ST Maui. So ST Maui is a pretty vigorous grower. Does send out like vegetation and flowers. I had some branches that came out looking like this, where it looked like pure vegetation in the beginning, and then it ended up with blooms at the end. I did spray ST Maui just because it is fungal prone, powder mildew prone. I wouldn't say fungal prone, but I would say more powdery mildew prone. And I have such a large graft here. I do want some fruit sets on it, so I did spray So that's the only thing with Eskimo. It's very good fruit, very excellent quality, very vigorous grower. Seems to be more spreading than vertical growing on Eskimo. But the blooms are very powder mildew prone. Okay, next up is Iman Pasan. Lots of fruitlet sets here, but I don't know if they're gonna make it. There's more fruitlet sets on these. And these. Not sure it's gonna make it though. Last year I had some and they all just kind of dropped. Let's see. Sussy Love. Nothing here. None of the blooms made it. I am getting like a rebloom / mixed bloom coming out. So if this fruit, I would let it fruit just because I haven't had a chance to try Sussy Love yet. Up next, let's see. This is my California Mid fruitlets that kind of overwintered from a October bloom. Unfortunately, like during, this most of this blooms and fruit are exposed to the weather. If it had a better canopy, I think the fruitlets would have survived, but it doesn't. So most of them just kind of got damaged and fell off. So I did bag one just to see it, and the bag ones just seem to be more greener. And let me just unbag this real quick, see how it looks like. I should have bagged this earlier, but I did bag it a little bit late. So it looks a little bit more healthier. Probably will hold. I'm not really sure. We'll see what happens with this. I'm seeing some yellowing on this. It might drop off. But yeah, that's the California Mid. It was from a very kind of heavy October bloom. Okay, next up, Dupree Saigon. Sent out some mixed blooms. I just kind of let the blooms be. I think it's beginning to push. I'm hoping it's vegetation, but it could be flowers. So what I've done with the blooms this year, and all my blooms, I just let it be. Especially on the ones I did not want a second rebloom, I did not break off the stem. So that does delay the blooming. It doesn't really prevent it, but it does delay it. And sometimes by delaying it long enough, you could get into like more warmer weather, and then you don't get a second rebloom. So all these trees, I didn't break off the panicles, the smaller trees. So I didn't want a second rebloom on it, versus some of the larger mature trees you have seen where I removed the flower panicle to induce a second bloom. Okay, let's see what else. This is a golden queen right here. Golden queen, cat Saigon, Kiyoyai. No vegetative growth at all last year. This year it bloomed again, so bloomed again. I didn't touch this, just kind of let it be, and I think I got some good vegetative growth on it. So hopefully what's going to be coming out soon will be vegetation. So that's what I did with this. I didn't cut anything to try to prevent any kind of reblooms. And it seemed to work, and it just kind of seems to depend on the variety too, but it seems to have delayed some of them long enough for them to grow some vegetation. So like this one has some nice vegetation there. Go back lower to the graph, there's some vegetation here and here. So let's see how it goes. This is the next tree, and this has had the most vegetation, at least out of these Laverne rootstocks I have. This is cac. So look at this, really great looking vegetative growth. Even though it's holding on to some fruitlets, I'm not really sure if it's gonna make it. It really kind of looks yellow, but lots of nice vegetation. Even on branches, it has like fruitlets. So it's living up to its reputation as being a bit more vigorous growing, able to produce some fruits through powdery mildew, and vegetation at the same time. Okay, and on the same tree, here's another Super Julie. Yeah, Super Julie, the fruitlets are like this kind of yellowish, reddish fruitlets. And then if you look at Cotton Candy, nice fruitlet set, they're all kind of much more greenish. So Cotton Candy looks really great. So that's right, I probably have to try to propagate more, but it is a slow grower. It almost feels like a dwarf tree. So up next, so this is Florigon. Florigon has been very disease prone for me. So I'm hoping it's Florigon, but it's been disease prone. But I have a second rebloom on this that looks really, really good. So not much fungal issue so far. So that's the second rebloom on the Florigon. Here's another Juliet. And Juliet, similar to Super Julie, lots of the fruitlets seems to be this kind of light colored, yellow, reddish fruitlets. Okay, next up is lemon zest. So look at this. I have fruitlets on here. Fruitlets on here. Here, and I'm also getting a rebloom. So I'm not sure. I think I'll just let it do what it does. I have different branches of lemon zest grafted, so I'll take any fruits I can get out of this. So up next is Graham. Graham is also, even though it's a Julie descendant, it's been more fungal prone than the other Julie descendants I have, but it's has some fruitlets set. I'm not sure if it's good or will hold, but it has some reblooms coming up. Some reblooms here, some old fruitlets here, reblooms and fruitlets and damaged flower particles, panicles. So okay, so that is an update. It's kind of mid-May update, just because a lot of things going on. I want to kind of document this and kind of keep this in mind for next year, how they did this year. All right, thanks everyone for tuning in.